Well, here we are again, and I am ready to go to the gym once again. I think I get into gym mode, and all of a sudden I click into this flow of energy, and then that's when all of a sudden it's like it's time to make a video, and I'm like, all right, gym goes secondary to spirit wanting to connect and communicate. So in this episode of my past life series, we're going to talk about why you want to get a past life. It could be so basic, but many people don't understand the concept of past lives and why we want to connect with it, and what it can do. Like, what's the point? And I'm here to kind of give you an overview of why people typically come to me to get past lives. And it can range from anything, or get past life regression, but it can range from anything to curiosity, to healing, to exploration, to awakening, to activation of their power potential. There are a lot of different reasons why people want to receive a past life regression. And again, I'll reiterate, those of you that have seen me talk about this before, past life regression is definitely different than a past life meditation. A past life meditation does not take you to the deepest level where you're really accessing that information for your Akashic records on a deeper sense, where you have a guide, you have someone that's taking you through the experience. It's tailor-made to you, tuning into your energy and connecting deep with your oversoul team. And there are ancestors, angels, and guides, all your spirit beings come through for those sessions, because when you agree to give yourself a past life regression, you are in a sense agreeing multidimensionally and through generations in the past and generations in the future to create healing, understanding, and empowerment in this particular lifetime. So when it comes to past life regressions, I was really just drawn to doing it. I was kind of guided into it, and I have always been the person that I feel into my body, and it said, you're going in the right direction. So I was like, okay, I'm going in the right direction. We'll just figure it out as we go. Whole life is an adventure. I'm here for the adventure. Let's get into it. So when I first started doing past life regressions, I had to do around 25 of them for free, or for, if someone wanted to donate at the end and they felt compelled to do it. But basically, I was training, so I did 25 sessions, and these sessions last a long time. Some of them are 5, 6 hours. I've had ones that go over that, just depending on the person. But when we're working quantumly, when we are in that present moment flow, the time goes by. You don't even realize that there is time, because there isn't really time, right? We have to work on a linear construct. But when we're working quantumly and we're in the quantum realm, all time goes away. So think about those times when you're like, when you're playing music, or you're acting, or you're creating art, or you're just really happy, you're at a festival dancing. I like festivals. So when you're at somewhere just expressing joy and movement, the time goes by so fast, because time doesn't really exist. It's just pure love and pure joy in that moment, really, which is the source of all things, right? So when it comes to these passive regressions, they can be long, but it's because we get into those deeper states of who you are, of your inner being. There's a whole portion that I do beforehand where we talk about your life. And in that moment, you're being able to validate this beautiful experience that has been your lifetime. And, I think about it and I'm like, not many people get the opportunity to fully just tell their life story, to really look at the events that have taken place within their life, to validate certain things about their life experience, to also allow them to see specific things that they don't necessarily want to see, but that tend to push forward. But in that space, when we acknowledge those parts of ourselves that tend to push forward and want to be seen, we're actually allowing ourselves to clear it. We're allowing ourselves to not say, that isn't part of me, I'm running away from it. We're allowing ourselves to confront the shadow aspect of it that we do not want to see. But that very important shadow aspect is the part that is teaching us about us. So in the end, is it really the shadow? Or is it the light playing a role that allows us to learn about ourselves more? I just got a wave down my body. How many of you got a wave down your body on that one? I just totally got it. And I know if I got it, some of you got it. So think about it from that higher perspective. Think about it when those moments want to be seen. not even in a regression or a session like that, but when they want to be seen, it says, hey, you're ready to see this. It's time to integrate me. It's time to heal me. It's time to recognize that I am not separate than you. In fact, you wouldn't be here on this present moment had it not been for me. So I am you. And we have to be able to look at those occurrences also as love. Sometimes things play the villain so that they can allow us to learn about ourselves, to reach for more light. It is quite a beautiful experience, and there's nothing to be afraid of. Those dark parts, those painful parts, those shameful parts, those parts are simply playing a role so that you can reach for more light. And when we do, those parts fall away. Those parts tend to want to stay alive. They want to feed off of energy. They want to be able to not be let go of, but that's you. That's a part of you. So once you realize that that is you, that you don't have to identify with those things anymore, you are able to move forward in the direction that you want. It's really all what you want. Some people want to hold on to their shadow. I know some people listening love to identify with their shadow, but we don't have to. So in a regression, when we're allowing ourselves to really let those pieces of us come forward, we are allowing ourselves to heal from it in that moment. So sometimes when we think we're doing one thing, we don't actually, it's actually something, it's a key to another, right? You think you're like, oh, well, I just curious about a past life, so I want to get a past life regression. And it's like, well, okay, all right, I see you. But then what it turns out to be is a very beautiful and healing session that other things come forward that want to be seen or healed. So as you can see, I'm using this word healed. A past life regression is a complete healing of the soul in its individuated form, the oversoul that you are connected to, the beings and past lifetimes and future lifetimes and all the lifetimes that you are connected with, the ancestors that have come before you in this particular lineage, the ancestors you haven't even met. Remember, it's quantum. There's all these beings that are affected by you going into a regression session and healing that part of you. So you're healing things multidimensionally. And that is what we're here for. I'll be making a video soon about this, about how we're a healing planet, not a prison planet, as some people like to say. It's a healing planet. Yes, this stems into galactic history where there was wars and conflicts and all that stuff. And what we're doing here is we're healing the energy from that. We're literally all here healing each other. It just looks in different ways. It all appears in different forms and in different ways, and it's in the way that calls to you. You might not need to be an energy worker or someone who does past life regressions or anything that's light working, but you may have your own form. It could be in Western medicine. It could be as a dentist. You could be anything that is within this form that's in order to heal others. Okay, so that's what we're all doing here, healing each other constantly. And as we heal each other, we close up those timelines from other lifetimes that entangle us into that quantum entanglement, into that quantum mess. But as we begin to heal this and integrate it, rather than polarize, we don't want to polarize, we want to integrate, we begin to heal those timelines from all the other lifetimes we've ever lived. So you see why I'm focusing on this so much, because it really is about you healing those past timelines, because you're going to heal the past and you are going to change your future. Not only that, but you affect all of the people within your life. Everyone's connected to your energy field around you. So as you begin to alchemize and heal and bring in more love to your own life, all of the other people, especially those closest to you, mother, father, siblings, those people and then best friends and lovers and things, they're connected to your energy field so closely that when you vibrate higher, when you heal, when you release and let go, they benefit from it and they don't even realize where it's coming from. It's just alchemizing them. So do you see how important your healing journey is to this? And when we do a past life regression, it allows us to heal quantumly, multidimensionally, generationally. You are the one that is here to bridge that gap. Yes, of course, we want to see past lives. That's so much fun, right? To see a past life, to go to see who we were in another lifetime, to see why we are the way we are, to see all the themes that are going on. It's amazing. And when we do begin to see those things about ourselves, or those images or those scenes, we are able to stand in our power even more. Not only that, I told you it's activating. So when you see a certain lifetime that you've lived, it's information that you need for the current lifetime that you have now. So when you access certain information, it can activate that particular code that exists within your etheric field as well as within your DNA. Because we all come with these codes within our DNA. Some of them are activated because we set up timelines for us to be activating them. But a lot of it comes to vibrational resonance. The code can be up here, but if you're down here vibrationally, you're going to have to wait till you get to that point in order for that code to activate and open up and give you what you want. It's all about, the key is your vibration. The keys to accessing past lives is based off of your vibration, and you will see whatever you need to see based off of that. I've had people come to me that were just curious about past lives, and what they realized is something that they had to see about their future to really understand future. What they really had to understand about why they were doing the work that they were doing here. And they were just doing very creative work. There was nothing really traumatizing in their life. There was nothing really that they had to fully heal. But theirs particularly needed to see how they took care of humanity in the future by doing what they're doing now without even realizing. Some people have come to me because there are illnesses within the body, chronic illnesses. And this is a very physically healing experience as well as non-physical. So if there's an ailment within the body, we are able to get you into a deep state in order to access the information for why you have that particular issue. And then we are able to get you into a deep state. It's like doing a deep meditation where healing occurs. Light meditation healing doesn't allow the body to fully lock into that regenerative state. But in a deep healing meditation, you are able to get healing within the physical body. So I had someone that did have an illness, and she was able to see that, one, her anger and her animosity created that illness. And when she recognized that she was the one who had created it because she was storing it in her body, she was able to heal it. We were able to bring light in and transfer that and transmute that energy. But bigger than that, it was the understanding that she had created this. She took responsibility for it. And then she took responsibility for how to maintain the healing. You know how easy this was? It was about her being happy, doing the things that made her feel with joy, doing the things that raised her vibration. Listen, you can get a Band-Aid and you can put that Band-Aid right over that cut that you got. But does it heal the issue of why you got the cut? No, you're still going to be rushing around the corners and you're going to cut yourself. The lesson there is within that wound. So what is the wound teaching us? It's there that we retrieve the full healing, and that's what we get from a past life regression. It isn't the Band-Aid. It isn't the quick fix. Like, here's a quick fix. That's a drug. When this information came forward this week with a client of mine about a quick fix, it being a drug and not something that actually heals us. But it is within the understanding of the experience that allows you to fully heal, and not just heal you, but heal your mother and your father and everyone that came before them and everyone that will come after. Do you want to see your son or daughter have the same patterns the same challenges that you have met within this lifetime? No, you don't want them to have those same challenges, right? You actually have so much fear because they could have the same patterns of you or your parents. That's because those codes exist. But what are we doing here? Healing it. They do not have to be activated. And then sometimes they are activated because it has to be activated to make a new choice to bring healing. And sometimes that new choice, after it's in that deep space, is doing a regression. And people come to do a regression, and then they understand the energetic components behind the physical experience they are having. And that is when they are able to heal it. It is the understanding. It's actually the non-physical component to the physical. It all starts with a thought. Manifestation of anything is all a thought form. And then that thought form gets fed with more thoughts and more thoughts and more thoughts and more thoughts and more thoughts. And then it grows and becomes a physical manifestation. Just like manifestation, you can manifest anything, positive or negative, right? It's all about what you put your attention toward. So with this, you are feeding that thought, and it is growing. And we can flip all of that too. We can flip that. We don't have to feed that thought. We can feed the thought of healing. I am healing. So you can see that this whole component is, if I want to heal physically, I have to heal non-physically. They come together. You cannot have one without the other. You must experience both. Within the understanding that you receive, you are able to heal those components. And that woman, her illness, I'm not going to give any details, but her illness went way down. She went off of the medications that she was taking in order to do that, which was a very detrimental medication. And she began healing because she began releasing the anger and the hate that was in her. So as you can see, very healing on multidimensional levels. Now, when you see a past life, let's say you see something from this linear life, let's say you see something from the 50s. You see something from the 50s because something is within that time frame that has information that you need to see. Sometimes it's fun. When I had my first full regression, I was seeing certain things that was like, hey, you were an Apache Native American. You fell off a cliff or jumped off a cliff. That's why you have this vertigo situation every time you see a height. My body would physically react. I would want to see the heights. I want to go to the edge. My body would physically react because my body remembers that. So I was being shown these different things for why I was having those experiences. And it wasn't that serious. It was just like, hey, this is what I want. But my very, very first past life connection, I did see myself as an ancient Egyptian young female who was a seer. So when I'm seeing that, what it's doing is, if that's my visions that I'm seeing, that's the energy I'm vibrating with. I was meant to see myself as a seer for the pharaoh and the queen and the people and the temples, because I was meant to activate that and stand in that power more even now, so I can do the work that I came here to do now. And the people in that lifetime are in this lifetime with me because we're doing the same things again together. So do you see how my understanding of that, and that information actually didn't unlock until years after I seen that. And then I was like, oh my God. And then someone else was like, I was in that lifetime, you were like this. And I was like, yeah, I was. Damn. So now I can stand in the power of that and not sit there going like, oh, but am I making this up? I don't know, like, do I really have the power? When I saw that in my past life and I was like, wow, I've done this in ancient timelines. And then I sit there and I go, and I'm doing it again. I can stand in the power of that. I can activate that energy within me so I can do it again on a massive scale with more awareness. Some people, I have artists that come to me, they don't need to see certain things about their past lives that would bring healing, but they had to be activated. And so their oversoul and spirit team took them into an activation. And we allowed that process to take place. Sometimes there's an energetic connection to a past loved one that someone's so torn up over that the past loved ones always come through. They always do. Sometimes when it's so hard for the person, the ancestor of the person, the mother, the father, whatever, will step forward in that space for them to meet and to heal that aspect and to release it, to let them know that they're there, whatever the situation is. That's based off of the client. And it is my job just to stay really present with you, so that way they or you can like have that experience. So you can see that it's healing. it allows spirit to connect with you. It allows you to stand in your power more. It allows you to release specific things. When you have an understanding of certain dynamics that you're experiencing in this lifetime that are so heavy for you, and you see the reason why you're having that experience in another lifetime, you realize the power behind it and what you're here to do with it. Instead of being a victim of it, you are the creator of it. You take it in control. You take responsibility and you use it as wisdom in order to make change for your life and the lives of all others. And any questions that you've ever had about anything get answered. When people do a session with me, they create a list of questions. They bring those questions to the session and they get them answered. And we do a debrief after so we can kind of make sure we put the pieces together, because when the person's going through it, you're going through it viscerally. You're seeing it. I'm not telling you what your past life is. I do pick up on that stuff too all the time, just as a channel, but you're seeing your past life. You're walking through it. And my job here is to get you to see the power that you possess, to see how psychic and clairvoyant and magical you are. It's not for me to tell you. It's for you to walk in your old shoes, so to speak, for you to see the vision and look around. It's just my job to get you into that space of trust and to allow you. And again, even that getting into that space of trust allows the healing to begin the moment we start. Now, this isn't, I'm not trying to get a bunch of people to like, come get a regression or do that with me. What I want you to understand is how powerful it can be for you. And the last client I did said, she was like, after she got up from it, she was like, Derek, people don't know what this could do for them. And I go, I know. People that are ready for it will come see me. Or see another practitioner. It doesn't matter. I don't care who you see. If it calls to you, go get one. It will massively change your life. It's just what it is. It is an investment, but it's an investment that you change your own life and all the lives of others around you and everyone that you come into contact with. And I'm not saying that to be boastful at all. Like, that's literally not the thing. I literally say, go to somebody else to get it. I'm just saying that it will literally change everything about your life. Mine did. I'm actually in my past life regression that I did in Hawaii with some people. I'm actually living in the town of the last life that I saw. I moved back. I found it. I didn't even look for it. I ended up in it, and it triggered those emotions, physical emotion. I was crying the moment I saw a specific scene in the vision that I saw years ago here in this little town that I live in now. It's not little. It's kind of little. It's just tucked away. So when I saw that, it was I couldn't hide it. I could not stop. I was bawling. I don't get emotional about things. Like, it was crazy. So it allows me to stand in that place of trust. It allows me to do that. I just want people to have that experience for those who are ready, and if you're ready and it calls to you, reach out to somebody. I have people that talk to me about past life regressions, but they have to be in person. So I direct them to somebody else, or I say, go look in your own, look in your town. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's about you and your trust and what you want. So if you're even watching this, I know that you want more information. I know that you're kind of called to it, and you can feel free to ask me any questions. I want to help you. I had one client, and this is just on the extraterrestrial front, not one client, most of my sessions are now bringing forward extraterrestrial information that they are. And there's a reason for that. There is a big reason for that. And we are all here for that big reason. I don't want to say what those reasons are, because I want you to experience it on your own. But one thing a client did see from her extraterrestrial experience was that she didn't know why she was different all her life. She didn't know why she couldn't make friends. She didn't know why people didn't like her. She didn't know why she saw things so differently than other people. I knew, I could see it. I read it. It's like I get messages as the person's speaking, but I have to be like, and I'm like, she'll find out. And then she saw all of this information come forward. She's an amazing designer, so beautiful. And like, and all of a sudden the information came forward and she was able to see why she has had these experiences. And the information and details that come forward, you can't make it up. You literally can't make it up. The details that power forward are just so beyond. And you get an audio recording. On my sessions, you get an audio recording so that you can replay it, listen to it. But yeah, you can ask any questions and get all those questions answered. All right. So I'm going to leave that here for this video because I know these, when I start talking, these can tend to get just long. So I hope that answers some questions on why you want to get a past life regression. You could be curious. You could just want to know. It could be an activation for you. Your ancestors might be guiding you so that you can heal their timelines. And they all step forward to work with you. I usually see an orb above the heart, or I see orbs around the person. You know, and sometimes orbs are just like little gateways or overlaps of energy where the realities overlap. So sometimes when we see orbs, they're not just like a spirit. They can be overlaps of energy and we happen to catch it. But then there's ones where I see the orb show up in the same place or a specific type of orb energy. And that's when I know that there's somebody working on the person or supporting them. And it's quite lovely. So it brings healing on so many different levels. And that is what we are here for on this planet. We are healing the galactic conflicts that have taken place before, because where we are going is a place of unconditional love in a higher dimension where fear, worry, shame, doubt, guilt do not vibrate. So if you are ready to release those lower vibrational frequencies, know that you are. Keep reaching for more. Keep striving for more. And just allow the natural process to take place. Do not be hard on yourself. Go with the energy and when it calls to you. Because when it calls to you is when you are ready fully to receive the love from that experience. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Exhale. Thank you so much for this beautiful transmission. Thank you for watching these videos. Please let me know if you have any questions, anything I can help you with. And if you need, if you want to see someone in your area that does QHHT past life regression, that's quantum healing hypnosis technique, you can go to qhhtofficial.com and look in your area. There's different levels. There's people who are learning how to do it. You know, it's up to you what you want. If you are in the Los Angeles, SoCal area, reach out to me. Sometimes I do them at people's homes. Sometimes I do it at my own. But I like doing it at people's homes because we kind of bring in the energy there and it becomes a whole thing. So let me know if you need anything. And I appreciate you all. Please like, subscribe if you are into this video and you want to see more. And I hope you're enjoying these past life videos. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.